welcome back to 3-Minute Ops Tips, where I give you some prohibitively quick operational tips that you can implement into your business today. Now, we're going to talk about a productivity hack that has made me more productive and has made a lot of my clients more productive, and it is planning your week and your to-do list the week before you sit down to work on Monday. Now, the reason why this is super helpful are just a couple of things. So the first is that usually, right, when you sit down to your desk and you've got, the what should I do thing, I don't know about you, but the first thing I do is I open up my email or I open up Slack and I say, what's going on in the ethers of communication? Now, I've gotten sucked into my email. I've gotten sucked into Slack, and that makes a person very reactive in their day, right? If we sit down and we have something in front of us that says, here are the most important things that we're needing to do, what I do is I actually make my list for the entire week, and then I section it off based on the day. So on Monday, it's super important for me to get X, Y, or Z done, and I am only able to add to that list at the end of the preceding day. I know this sounds a little crazy. So for example, if I have something that I need to absolutely get done on Tuesday, on Monday night, I need to make sure to just take a look at my next day's schedule and say, okay, this is also super important to get done tomorrow. And it shouldn't be overflow from Monday's tasks, right? It should really be intentional things. Another thing, if you haven't watched already, I can link this below, my perfect week training. Super, super simple. Way that you can kind of theme out your days and think through, okay, how should I be spending my time to work on the business versus on the business versus in the business. So definitely sit down. Something that I love to do, I infamously take Fridays off of my business. I think it's helpful for my workflow, for my team's workflow, spending time with my family, compartmentalizing all the things. And so what I do on Thursday, after I am ready to shut down for the weekend, is I take a look at my task list and I say, okay, this is really what I need to get done for the next week. Obviously, inside of quarterly and annual planning, you should be thinking through some of the larger initiatives. And my opinion is that as you're starting to plan your week, you want to take a look at some of the big things that you want to hit, right? The habits that you should be tracking. I have another video in here about habit tracking. So additionally, if you're sitting down to your desk on Monday, you feel clear, you feel like you've given some really solid thought into what you need to be doing versus the fires that maybe you need to be putting out. And if that starts to creep into your workflow, start to think through this, start to go through that perfect week exercise, like I said, and really think through, okay, who is putting out fires all the time and how can I spend a more intentional week on some of the tasks that I have to do? So hope that's helpful and I hope it makes you more productive week to week. Thanks so much for joining me on 3-Minute Ops Tips, and I'll see you next time.